Hello everyone and welcome to another video. You know what time it is. It is time to talk about how I created the sounds and the music for my film. So let's go back all the way to the beginning. So the plan that I had from the very beginning when I was planning out my film was that I was only going to have music, and my partner, who was unemployed at the time, wanted to make the music. So, it was perfect. It was all done and ready to, get going. But, I have been in production for 1.5 years pretty much, and things change. So, here's the new plan. I want sound effects. Just a little bit. I don't want to put sound effects on every single thing in the whole movie, but I want sound effects for things that I feel are important and that I want to emphasize. And also my partner has a full-time job now, so I didn't want to put all the music making stuff onto him, so my next plan was that I was gonna make the music myself, even though I don't have any experience. I thought, I can probably make something happen, at least. So after I was done with all the, cleanup animation and post-production and all that stuff, I got to work on creating the sound effects. And this is something I do have a little bit of experience in before, because if you don't know, I make games with my partner as well. So we've made a bunch of sounds for our games before and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of fun to record at home. You can just use whatever and make something that, it sort of resembles what you want, and then you put it in, and then it's just awesome. Foley is such a cool thing. I think I could do it as a job, and I'd have a blast at work. So yeah, I created all sorts of different sound effects. One that's really fun that I had to figure out was that I do have birds in my film, and they're flying away in some parts. And I was like, how the hell should I make flapping wings? I don't even know. At one point, I gave up. So I went on Freesound, which is a great website, by the way. If you need sounds, just make sure you check what, they're all different types of royalty and stuff like that. Just check all of that stuff out if you need anything, and make sure you follow the rules. So yeah, I went on there and I searched for flapping bird wings or something. And I saw a sound and it said, flapping bird wings made with an umbrella. And I was like, well, then I could just make them myself, couldn't I? So I got an umbrella out and I did some flapping around and it worked. It was okay. It worked fine. Obviously it would be better with real wings, but it did the job. So yeah, I did that. I had water sounds, I was making creaky sounds, I was making all kinds of different sounds. But there were a couple of sounds that I couldn't make, and so I did use Freesound for that. Very thankful. And it didn't take me long. It took 1.5 days to get all the sounds done. So yeah, I got it to a place where I felt like this is enough. But then it was time to tackle the big one, the music. And in my head, I thought, I could just hum a little bit. I could just sing a little song, somewhat like a lullaby type deal. And I tried. Oh, did I try? I tried a bunch of different things. I tried putting effects on. I tried a bunch of stuff, and it just sounded really horrible, honestly. And it might just be my own voice. I don't really hate my voice. I'm so used to recording my voice, but I don't really have a singing voice, and I don't know. I couldn't get it to sound right. And I was really frustrated that day, because I had this idea of a song made with human voices, of my own voice, I guess, and I couldn't get it to work. It was really frustrating. And at the end of the day, I sat there and I thought, maybe I should hire someone. And it's actually, I guess, something I hadn't thought about before, because I don't have a lot of money, and I've never hired anyone before, so I guess it wasn't in my mind. But here I was in a situation where I needed more than I could do myself, Up till now, I've learned everything. I've learned all the animation stuff. I've learned all the post-processing stuff and everything. And I just felt like this is not something that is realistic for me to learn and do in the time span that I need this film to be done. So let's get a professional to do it. So I went on Fiverr, because I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, and I looked around and I found this guy called Klaus. And I listened to some of his stuff, and it was a match. It was a complete match. So I wrote to him and said, "Hey, I have a deadline. It's pretty soon, but is this possible?" And then I, sent all the information about sort of what I wanted, and he's like, "Yeah, it's sort of a tight deadline, but I think I can do it." And a week later, I got my song. This guy's incredible. I remember when I got the email that I had gotten the delivery, and I was there listening to the song on my phone, and at first I was really scared and I didn't know what to think. I was very worried. It's music for my baby, and I've paid money for it. I was really, really nervous, and then as the song went on, I just started to relax and be like, this is it. It's perfect. It's just perfect. Oh! Jättebra! Then later on, I also obviously put it together with the footage and watched it, and I just shed a tear. I was like, oh my god, this is like, it's beyond what I could imagine. Like, I'm so happy with it. So thank you so much, Klaus. Honestly, you saved my ass and you made the soundtrack for this film amazingly. And then the next couple of days, it was just me sitting down and rewatching this over and over and sort of leveling out all the sound effects and music, because I wanted the music to be the star of the film and the sound effects sort of accompanying it and not overpowering it. So I was just sitting, with volume and stuff like that. I'm obviously not a sound person. I don't know a lot about sound. All I know is what I hear, and that's what I've, been doing with this, and I'm very happy with how it's turned out now. I've been editing all morning, and it's just so gorgeous. Thank you so much. His name is Klaus, the guy who made it. He's a composer from Argentina. Thank you so much. It couldn't have been better, honestly. Like, you went above and beyond, really. And I've been editing all morning, as I said, and I think it's done. I think my film is done. And I feel so proud and I feel so happy, and I don't even know. I need to render this final cut out with all the correct sound effects and everything. But the rest of the day I'm probably looking at film festivals and like sending it in and stuff. 1.5 years. And I love the music. Thank you so much, Klaus. I'll link his stuff down below for anyone who wants a score or some music from Klaus, because he's an amazing artist. And I'm happy! Sound effects done, music is done, everything's done. The film is done! I don't even know what to say at this point. I've already started applying for film festivals. There's gonna be a whole different separate video about that. The only thing is, I don't know when it's gonna be out, because it does take some time for that to happen. You can submit and then you'll get the result back in a couple of months. So I'm not exactly sure when the film festival sort of video will come out. I don't even know if I'm gonna get into any film festivals. And obviously I'm not gonna release my film until I know that, because some film festivals don't like it if your film is out in the public, so they just want you to, have it on the festival first. So we'll see when the film will be out, probably later this year. It sounds crazy, I know, I'm so sorry. I know you've been waiting. I've been waiting to release it as well, but, We gotta do it by the book at this point. But I'm definitely gonna drop another video about this whole journey in the coming weeks or so, because I just want to have some sort of like, you know, the afterthought, just me thinking about everything and how it's been going and all that stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video interesting and fun, and I just thank you so much for being with me on this journey. I am very excited about my film. It is exactly what I wanted, and I hope that it can live up to you guys' expectations as well. Thank you to anyone who watched or commented on my trailer that I released. I really appreciate it. It was such a fun time to see you guys, you know, get to see a little snippet of it and all this stuff. It just makes me really happy. And I'm happy I could give you a little bit of something at least, since the wait is going to be just a tad bit longer. But that will be all for today. I hope you guys will have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.